Is Mcfarlane actively fucking us before the line ends? Welcome back, guys. It's Thomas, and today's going to be a little different. It's not going to be a review. This is more of a conversation of why I think Mcfarlane is actively screwing us before this line finally takes a dirt nap. I think I made it pretty obvious in my thumbnail, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we'll get to that and the reasons why I think that, but it's been a week and a half of ups and downs when it comes to collecting Mcfarlane. So outside of these three figures, these Batman Return figures, these are perfection. I don't want to open him until I get my Catwoman. I kind of want to do it all at once. I didn't get the Batman because my two Batman 89 figures, I don't need a bunch of different suits. I did get Max Schreck and the Duck. I did not get the Penguins. So, well, there's one way how he's screwing us. Of course, the army builder, he did not make enough of. But luckily, I was able to go to Beast Kingdom and get their 2-pack of Penguins that I think will scale well with these figures. However, it doesn't come with the jacket that you need for the Penguin that goes with the Duck. So, people are going to buy multiple packs of that Penguin set, and they want that jacket. And I bought the Duck with the Penguin in it, and now I'm not getting that jacket. So at least I'll have Penguins, but I won't have the jacket to go with that other Danny DeVito scope. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about these three figures in front of us. Let's start off on a high point, and it's only going to get worse from here. But this Batgirl of any figure line in the last couple of weeks, this is the one that has gotten me the most excited because out of the package, I just had so much fun with this figure. I have a few, critiques about it. The one major critique is I do like the cell shading on the cowl, but then there's no cell shading anywhere else. So I kind of wish he just left off that detail. But for everything else, I love this figure. So she looks great. I love the head portrait. I love the hair. Looks really cool. I didn't want the purple version. I wanted something that would look good with my classic Nightwing, my Robin Reborn, my Nightfall Batman, and I have purple on the shelf. I have Huntress. So, to complete the Bat family, I just needed a Batgirl. This one's great. I haven't stood her next to Robin yet, but I can already tell she's probably the same size, which kind of sucks. But that's just kind of part of the course with Mcfarlane. But I love this figure. I think she looks absolutely fantastic. The wire cape is beautiful. It has the spiked edges, which I love. And then she comes with some really awesome stuff. The typical card. Again, the cell shading, you can see it there, and you can kind of see where they were going with the artwork. But I either would have liked her all cell shaded, or preferably no cell shading, because none of my other figures have it. But that's a small detail I'm willing to overlook. Of course, you get the sand. I have a pile of these doing nothing. This Batarang is really cool. It's a little too big for her hands. I am able to get it in there, but it's a nice pop of color in terms of accessories. It's simple. What else are you going to give her? And with that, I think this might be one of my favorite accessories of the entire year. I don't know. This is just a super cool one. You can sense the action in it when it's shooting out before it gets tight. Right, so just seeing it come out like that, I think this looks really cool, and I've had so much fun posing this Batgirl with these accessories. I'm probably going to have her posed out on a flight stand. I love the way she looks mid-air because then you really get the action of that grappling hook. So for me, that's how I'm going to pose her, but this was a home run right out of the box. Really no major complaints other than the cell shading, but this is where Mcfarlane excels. Obviously, his price point's gone up a bunch, but who else hasn't? But, that was really justification of why we're spending the money on these figures who are, old articulation, old tooling, but it's fine because these figures still look good. This one definitely holds a special place now because we needed a Batgirl, and this one really is fantastic. Okay, let's get into the bad territory now. I wanted a Scarecrow. I think I filled out my Batman's Rogues pretty well. And there's really key villains that I want. I still would love if we got a Poison Ivy. Having a Scarecrow on the shelf next to the other Rogues, I think is going to look great. He looks fantastic. I think the costume, the wash that's on it, the details of all the frills, right? This piece that goes on around his neck, love that. So looks wise, this is a great figure. There's a few things wrong with it where I'm putting this in the bad category because it just kind of it missed the mark, and I think that's with the articulation or lack of articulation. I mean, for what you are paying for, and this is a adult collector line, I mean, you can't really call it that. The articulation at the torso, you can't move him forward, you can't move him back. I mean, that basically it just moves him to an upright position. All right, so that diaphragm cut's not really the best, but then you can't even get his legs up. That's about as far as I'm willing to go before you start hearing it make that weird rubber noise on the diaper. I mean, that sucks. You're not going to get this guy into crazy poses. Of course, he's a little buffer than he should be. I think he should have been a little more lengthier and skinnier. I don't know what kind of plastic they used on this guy's hands, but I definitely almost cut my finger trying to pry his fingers open just to get this stupid sickle in. And that was really annoying. But, you know, if I have to give him some points, the face is great. Face is fantastic. I can't really complain. But the articulation on this thing is not even subpar. What's lower than that? It's just awful. So he's going to look good on the shelf. He'll never move. But if you are a photographer, you want to get this guy in some crazy looking menacing poses with his arms up, like looking up, laughing. Like, you're not going to get it. It's just, maybe I'm just not good at posing, but figure looks great, but it moves like shit. Other than that sickle, he does come with the stand again, and the card's cool, the artwork's cool, but I mean, look, he's super skinny in here, and he just looks a little too buff up top, so it actually does look like the artwork, so I'll give him that. And then he does come with this skull, which I guess is fine if you want to have him hold it here. It doesn't necessarily fit in that hand very well, but very underwhelming release. Glad it's going to be on the shelf with all the other villains. I'm not going to move him too much, so I guess the articulation is a wash for me, but if I got this figure with the intentions of getting him in some crazy poses, I'd be pretty pissed. So this is the bad part of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Moving on to the ugly, let's talk about this disaster. And if you're just looking at the figure, you're thinking, well, there's nothing really wrong with it. It looks like Wonder Woman. Yeah, it does, but what you had to do to get this figure, and I feel like an idiot, because, I mean, I spent the money, but she came in a giant 2-pack with Wonder Woman and Godzilla. The first thing I think of when I think of Wonder Woman is, of course, Godzilla. And that's a lie, obviously. I'm sure most people right now, I haven't put mine on eBay yet, but I'm sure most people have just bought it for this figure and are trying to offload their Godzilla. So if there's any Godzilla fans in watching the video, let me know. I have a giant Godzilla that I don't know what to do with. So I'll be posting mine on eBay soon. And there's so many things wrong with the figure before you even get it. So the shady business practice of releasing a Wonder Woman that everyone pretty much agreed was the perfect Wonder Woman. Nobody can get her hands on it. And then you re-release her, but it's not the same costume. And now she's also hidden behind a Godzilla paywall. I think I heard someone say that this was like a hostage figure. That 100% agree with that. I forgot who said it, but it's true. They held this figure hostage by buying a Godzilla. And my luck, they're going to release a single carded Wonder Woman, and I'm just not going to buy it again because I have a Wonder Woman. That's it. I'm going to stick with it. She looks okay. This just looks like reuse of the movie Wonder Woman. Maybe it's the New 52 outfit. I don't know. But the last release was a perfect release. She came with her star-spangled pants or shorts, whatever. She had the classic boots with the white stripe up. I'm okay with those details missing. There's just some other things that are a pain in the ass. So face-wise, there's a few things I like. I mean, she kind of looks like Christy Nome. Whatever, it's fine. I love the blue shading in the hair. I think that's super cool. I wish the Robin Reborn, if that sculpt was a little better, they would have put some detail in the hair. I love that. That's just a classic, kind of art style. And then I have no problem with the costume. I do wish she had the star motif here, at least, so it was a little more classic. I'm assuming these boots are reused from something. They look more modern, versus just like a typical boot. Like they have all this like straps and hardware on it, and that's fine. But I think it's what she comes with that really pisses me off. Other than the stand, you get this card, which is a reminder of the stupid ass figure that you had to get with this Wonder Woman, this giant ass Godzilla. And I mean, look how busty she is there. Nothing up top. So, not a good match. And she has the Star Spangled shorts there. Why couldn't you just give us those? So, another card that's bent out of the package. So, that's awesome. What the hell is this thing? This is just really dumb. So, not only did I not want a Godzilla, I also didn't want a miniature version of Wonder Woman that... it's like a kid's toy. Well... all right, now I don't even want to talk about it. And I looked, and I guess he did this with the last one, but this is the lasso of truth. This is like craft store nylon that they probably got off a roll, whatever factory they were at. I don't know if they have Michael's or Joann's wherever this was made, but you know what I mean. This is like, you know, you're making your own Christmas decoration. You put one of these strings on it. This is an accessory. Like, this is an accessory for an adult collector. I mean, this sucks. This is dumb. I feel like I definitely am a mark because I bought this thing, but, you know, from afar she'll look fine, but this is definitely the ugly of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And man, it feels good to rant sometimes, but that's it. That's just the levels of feelings that this week of Mcfarlane releases have given me. Some good, some bad, some ugly. I must say, this is the highlight. So, you know, this is how you do it. This Batgirl's fantastic. I can live without that Wonder Woman, and the Scarecrow, he's fine if you want a statue on the shelf, but at least he nailed it with this Batgirl, and I'm really happy about that. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed this rant. But that's it. We'll catch you next time. Later.